Today we are making 24 hours garlic bread. I'm making this recipe because I just finished my exam period, and to relax I want to really take my time and do a long dish because, as you might notice, I really like taking my time for cooking. But also those long recipes really enhance all the flavor and they make just everything taste better. To start with this recipe, don't be scared of making bread, because at the beginning I was also a bit scared of making bread because your kitchen being messy and everything to handle. But this recipe doesn't get super messy because the first part is all need to be mixed in a bowl, and later on we don't even have to knead the dough but just using the folding method. I got this recipe actually from a YouTube channel called The Chain Baker, and he used this method that is called the scalding method, where you put boiling water over a part of your initial dry ingredient plus the butter, and this helped really enhance the hydration so the bread can be super fluffy. Meanwhile, let's get started with the garlic butter. For this, we are just gonna put a garlic clove in the oven. This is one of my favorite ways to actually eat garlic, when it just comes from the oven and it's super flavorful, perfectly smashable. Yeah, just perfect. And we will leave this in the oven for 45 minutes. Meanwhile, I will go for a walk and do some errands. Okay, around an hour and a half passed by. I already took out the garlic from the oven, don't worry. And now I'm going to my terrace to pick up some fresh parsley. I actually grew this parsley myself and I'm super proud of it. But yeah, I'm like a proud mama for my parsley and basil. They're growing very strong in the terrace. And then I just added all the ingredients for the butter together. That there is the parsley, fresh garlic, the garlic that was in the oven, and a pinch of salt. And then I just mix them together with some room temperature butter. There is something in like garlic and herbs and like with butter that just makes every dish better somehow. Now we go back to the bread. It's very important that you put all the water that evaporated at the top back into the bowl, because if not, the hydration won't work perfectly. And then we put our yeast and an egg, and then we get on with the mixing, and then we add the flour. To continue now, we just mix with the flexible spatula. Again, don't put your hand in this dough. It's super sticky, but more stickiness is more hydration and more fluffiness. At the very, very, very end, you might want to form almost like a ball shape with it, but for it I put water in my hands so it won't stick too much to my hands, and really you don't have to do much, just make a ball shape and put it back in like I'm doing. Meanwhile, while it rests for 30 minutes, I will catch up some uni assignment for the new period that started. Okay, 30 minutes passed by. Let's check how the dough is doing. Putting it in the fridge is actually a good technique to make the sticky dough less sticky to handle, because right now we're gonna manipulate it a bit. Again, I don't know if manipulating is the right word. We're gonna handle it a bit. For it, I put a little bit of flour just on the outside so it won't stick too much to our hand, but the dough inside in the middle will stay very sticky and fluffy. What we're gonna do is not kneading the dough, but we're just gonna quickly fold it. It takes not even a minute. It's very easy. Yeah, this is the motion you gotta do. Just take one side, pinch it, and like slap it back to the center. Once you're done, flip it back, make a somewhat ball shape dough form, and then let this bad boy rest. It's gonna rest overnight for now, so I wished him good night, and let's see how it develops in the morning. Today is the next day and the final day to make our garlic bread. I'm putting the butter outside of the fridge so it's not hard rock, but more easy to spread later on. And now I'm going back to my dough. I'm sprinkling just a little bit of flour on top, and you can see our dough developed a lot. It's super fluffy. It's almost like playing as a kid with the dough. And I'm dividing it in 8 pieces. I'm trying to make them a similar weight. You can also eyeball it, but I'm terrible at it, so the scale is my best friend. And afterwards, with the same folding technique, you just fold them back to the center, and then you make a ball shape form the best way you can. This is the best method I could make them, so that's what I'm gonna use. And before folding it, I just take the dough, I separate it, I flat it out, then I fold it back to the center from all the sides and make a ball shape. We're finishing up with the rest of the rolls, and really doing this activity reminds me so much of doing arts and crafts in school. Something about it really relaxes me. Now we're gonna cover the dough for 2 hours for the final dough proofing. Meanwhile, I will go for a walk with my boyfriend. Now that my dough proofed, it's time to bake. For it, I'm always smelling my food, but also I'm putting 1 egg yolk on top of those beautiful buns. Look how much they raised. This dough is very fluffy and wobbly. And it's gonna just go in the oven for 25 minutes. And now that your kitchen already smells amazing from the freshly baked bread, it's gonna smell even better once you put part of the garlic butter that we previously made on top. The garlic butter will melt right away, and it will give the buns such a beautiful color. To finish it up, I'm putting some flaky sea salt. I really like the crunch that it adds. Maybe lately I'm a bit obsessed with flaky sea salt. And now that I took my time to cook, I feel like the uni stress completely left me behind, and I can fully enjoy the super fluffy garlic bread that they taste absolutely amazing.